Hello, welcome back to Rana. My name is Beast, and today I'm back with more Secret Agent. Quick thing, just to, that I felt like mentioning. First off, I don't need to take screenshots in the middle of the part, because there is a CG menu. Actually, hold on. I'm not entirely sure if that is actually correct. Let me check, actually. Let me just go back to title. Yes. Go to extras. This is one I wanted to show anyways. The fact that, first off, let me just go ahead and take a screenshot to test if it doesn't just... Because we have had cases where the screenshot, the gallery menu, taking a screenshot of a CG just gives you a screenshot of the fucking gallery menu instead. But yeah, anyways. As you can see, there is only there's only 36 CGs in this. There's not that much, really, in the grand scheme of things. There's Steam. Okay, the CG is a regular CG. Okay, good. Anyways, Monday morning the following week. Yeah, it's Monday night. I joined the students headed to the auditorium to participate in the school assembly and wait for Tazaki to come. A short while later, I see him carrying this laptop as always, coming from the building that has the faculty room. I pretend to fiddle with my device as I walk, approach him, and perfectly naturally bump into him. Sorry. Watch where you're going! He shouts at me grouchily and then rushes off to the auditorium. Once I can no longer see him, I operate my device to control the terminal now attached to his laptop. Good, seems to be working properly.
吸い出したデータは一度こちらのデバイスで回収した後、静香様の元へ転送します。
He won't be using his laptop during the assembly, so there's no risk of him noticing the terminal. After the assembly, I'll pretend to apologize to him and retrieve the terminal I attached. Then I'll have extracted the data without leaving a trace. Hopefully this provides some kind of lead. I recall what Mom said when I gave her my report the other day.
実はこれまで黙っていたのだけど、あなたが仙台学園都市に向かってからコウモリの犯行と思われる事件が2件ほど起きているの。
Really? What? Really? I check the news online daily, but I haven't seen anything.
私たちの方で情報制限をしているからよ。と言っても、そろそろ限界でしょうね。早ければ今夜にも、いつもと同じように SNS を中心に動画や画像が出回ると思うわ。
Why didn't you tell me straight away?
何も伝えない状態であなたが気づくような違和感が町や学園にあるか確かめたかったのが一つ。もう一つはあなたを焦らせたくなかったから。事件が起きたことを知ればあなたは必要以上に自分のことを責めるでしょうから。
Well...
焦ってもいいことなんてないわ。情報の少ない中での任務なんだから糸口をつかむのにも時間がかかるものよ。
I guess.
さて、それじゃあ事件の概要を伝えるわね。今回コウモリが狙った2人を順番に説明するわ。
Man's face is displayed in AR from the call on my device.
1人目は若い子を中心に人気のミュージシャン。あなたも顔を見たことくらいならあるんじゃないかしら。事件が起きたのはあなたがそっちに行った3日目の夜ね。
You know what? I shouldn't have started already. And I'm gonna be right back. Alright, back. The third day would have been the day Conan showed me around town and we encountered the person that
ライブの演出用に使った映像が本人の犯罪行為の証拠映像に差し替えられていたみたいよ。内容は違法薬物の使用に男性への性的暴行。ファンの子たちからするとかなり衝撃的だったでしょうね。本人は今警察の取り調べを受けているわ。証拠はある。まあ時間の問題でしょうね。続いてもう一人。こっちはついこの間ね、市長が参加した市の催しで反社会的組織との癒着を示す音声が大々的に流されたそうよ。それと同時に 会場にはドローンで証拠となるビラが巻かれた上に市のホームページが一時的にハックされ同じものが表示されていたらしいわ。
Now the drones is obviously supposed to lead us to believe it's Yui.
現在市長は公式なコメントをしていないけど言い逃れできる状況でもないし辞職は免れないでしょうね。
After all, she's tech savvy enough to probably be able to find out a lot of this information if you want to, and she can get free access to the Advanced Research Center currently because of her sister. Two incidents in such a short time, both of them sound as elaborate as Mizuto's case. The crimes would have taken some time to prepare.
ターゲットとなる人物を見つけ徹底的に調べ上げ対象が言い逃れできない状況で派手な演出で犯罪を暴露する。これらを全て一人で行っているとしたら相手はかなりの切れ者でかつ分身でもしてるんじゃないかっていうくらいふっと。
Is it suspected that the bad is a group of people?
いやそう決めつけているわけじゃないわ。ただもしそうなら相当厄介な相手であることは間違いないわ。相手を見くびるより予想以上だと警戒する方が不測の事態を避けやすいでしょ。
Yeah, maybe.
あまり思い詰めすぎずにまずはできることから始めていきましょう。何か提案はある？
Off the data I got from Tazaki's laptop. If he's involved in some kind of crime, then he may be chosen as the next target for the bat. Given our only clue currently is the night badge left behind at the scene of the crime, we can't overlook any possibility, no matter how small. If we can just find the smallest lead on the bat, we should be able to make a breakthrough. I have to believe and act on that for now.
分かったわ。田崎の件はあなたに任せる。それから協力者のことだけど前にあなたが話していた子にコンタクトを取ったわ。あなたの持ってるデバイスを開発した企業の人間として接触して個人的に協力してもらえるように約束しておいたから。彼女とうまく関係を築いてサーバデータを入手するように。
Alright, I'll see what I can do.
口説いて彼女にしちゃってもいいのよ。
Stop trying to make my life harder. Once the school assembly is over, I apologized to Tazaki for running into him as planned and retrieved the terminal I installed. Confirmed the data was retrieved and transmitted to Mom. I'll leave to find the details to her and check the data myself later. Next.
ジン君、
What's up?
ですね、今日の放課後とか時間がないかなとそう思いまして。
Is something urgent?
いえ、そういうわけではないのですけど。
Sorry, I'm a bit busy today.
そうですか。あ、チャイムが鳴ってしまいました。急いで教室に戻りましょう。
Oh yeah. She's behaving differently, so I wonder if something happened. I'm worried about her, but I need to take care of my other priorities first. I rush back to class with Conan.
先輩のデバイスに入っていた AI モモカだっけ。アナトをベースにしたモデルだって話だけど想像以上の仕上がりだった。会話もスムーズだし性格付けまでできるなんて、多分モモカをセッティングした人はかなりの実力を持ってる。モモカにはお姉ちゃんは関わっていない。それは分かってるけど、もしお姉ちゃんのアイデアを私以上にうまく組み立てられる人が現れたら、私のしてることって何なんだろう。私は何がしたいのかな。あれ、なんでお姉ちゃんが学園に。まさか私に会いに来たとか。まさかね。
At lunchtime, I head to the rooftop to be alone. I bite into the roll I bought at the cafeteria and check the data I extracted from Tazaki's laptop. As it turns out, he's guilty. He appears to have been demanding money in exchange for preferential treatment to a manufacturer so they could get orders for equipment used by the school. There was evidence from the ledgers and emails. There's no doubt what he engaged in was illegal. However, can't find any connection between that and the bat. Was he off the mark?
理事という立場を利用して不正を行っていたのであれば、コウモリのターゲットとして選ばれる可能性があるのでは?
No, there's no doubt what he's doing is wrong, but still, compared to the target so far, his position in crime is kind of plain. Because Tazaki himself isn't a celebrity either.
コウモリが手を下すほどの人物ではないと。
They have targeted people of renown thus far. Compared to a congressman, a musician, and a mayor, a school director is nothing much. The amount he received from the manufacturer would also only be a few million yen. That's tiny by comparison. Of course, it's still illegal. And you could say that no crime is too big nor too
あな
small.
たの見込みでは、田崎はコウモリが狙うほどの人物ではない。
More like investigating him would be a waste of time. I can feel my mood
まだ
sinking.
完全に空振りだと決まったわけではないのでしょう。たとえ田崎が無関係だったとしても、それはそれでわずかながらも状況は前進しています。
Yes, should be more positive and think like that instead of getting depressed. I smile in response to her attempt to cheer me up, but look away from the device. I then notice someone coming up to the roof. When they open the door and see me, they give a friendly smile. Hey, do you say?
ここにいたんだ。いやー、探したよ。
Minamori, why are you here?
あれ、企業の人から聞いてない？ジンさんに技術協力してほしいってお願いされたんだけど。
All right, they did tell me
デ
that.
バイスに連絡してもよかったんだけど、今日は天気もいいし、お散歩がてら会いに行こうかなって。ももかとも話がしたかったし。呼ばれて飛び出しました。こんにちは、ももか。今日もとっても可愛いね。リセさんも今日もとても素敵ですよ。
I watched their idle chatter, wondering what happened. I was planning to go see her after school. I've been thinking of I've been trying to think of a way to get access to the data server while having my story corroborate with whatever Mom had set up. Well, I should begin by figuring out what Mom told her. About the technological corporation, I'm not really sure what I should actually do.
ジンさんの仕事はわがままを言うことかな。
What?
そうそう、わがまま。こんな機能があったらいいなとか、そういうのを教えてほしいの。あなたがモニターとして使用しているデバイスが目指しているのは、高機能 AI を活用した新しいライフスタイルです。このデバイスには、私の能力を最大限引き出すだけのスペックがありますが、それを活かすためのアプリやシステムが不足しています。もちろん企業側もそのための機能を開発中ですが、あなたのような専門知識のない人からもアイディアを募りたいということでモニター募集されました。
So that's why you're asking me to be the man
ジン
there.
さんのしたいことを聞いて、そのためにはどうすればいいか私が考えるって流れで行きたいんだって。普段なら面倒だからそういうお仕事は断ってるんだけど、ジンさんのデバイスにはモモカがいるから、モモカとそのデバイスならきっと面白いこといっぱいできると思うし、個人的にも今やってる研究に活かせそうな気がするし、だから OK したの。
Ah, that explains that.
事前にモニターになっていただく際に担当者から説明があったかと思いますが、
Well, it was also too complicated, so I didn't understand much of it.
そこまで難しい言葉は使っていませんよ。わかる。私も専門用語を並べられたら右から左に流れていっちゃうもん。リセさんの場合はそれでも話の本質を理解されていますから、この人とは雲泥の差があります。
I feel like you're treating us very differently.
そうですか。私はいつだって客観的に物事を判断しているだけですよ。やっぱりモモカは面白いな。 いうセッティングをしたらそんな応答ができるようになるんだろう。私ね、個人的に今新しい AI の開発をしてるんだけど、なかなかうまくいかなくてさ。で、いけないまた脱線しちゃうところだった。とりあえずそんな感じなんだけど、ジンさんは今何か欲しい機能とかある？なんでもいいよ。できるかどうかなんて考えずに思ったことを言ってくれた方が面白いし、私もやる気になるから。
Right then. I guess I'm slightly interested in
こ
AR.
の街ならではの機能だね。具体的にはどんなことをしたい？
For example, walking around in the city in an outfit you see in a magazine.
今ある着せ替えアプリを改良すればそれも作れそうだけど、他には？
Changing my room to some overseas scenery.
VR 空間か。それもアプリの延長かな。できないことはないと思うけど。
Would it be difficult?
普通すぎてつまんない。やるのならもっと派手な感じっていうか、そんなことできるのって感じの方が面白いでしょ。リセさんほどの才能の持ち主になると、その程度のオーダーでは満足できないというわけですね。わかります。そこまで自信家じゃないけど、楽しんでやれる方が可能性も広がると思うんだよね。
Some exciting. In that case, how about making clone doubles?
分身か。面白いね。
Like, for example, could you make clones of yourself and other people and have them move naturally?
原理は桃花や花とを表示するのと同じだから可能だよ。ただ本物と見間違うくらいのクオリティにしようと思うと、既存のアプリじゃ限界があるだろうね。分身なんて作って何をするつもりなの？
Huh? Get them to take classes in my place or something?
なるほど。となるとある程度受け答えもできないといけないから、対応面は桃花にやってもらえば可能だよね。音声については本人のボイスデータさえあればいくらでも再現できますよ。見えてきたかも。 AR 分身面白いと思う。
Remember how I said at some point it's gonna be like, oh, we think he's been caught, but oh no, it's actually a clone because they finally mastered the fucking clone thing, so they can actually have them talk. Well, there we fucking go. They didn't even make it a plot twist. It's gonna happen at some point. Oh, well, that's good. I'm relieved to see her so excited by my suggestion, but my mind wanders to the entrance on the rooftop, because someone has been eavesdropping from the other side.
私に会いに来たんじゃないんだ。何よ、楽しそうにしちゃって。何やってんだろう。教室に戻ろう。ゆいちゃん、こんなところで会えるなんて偶然だね。
I opened the door to find the younger Aminamori sister with her back to us, about to walk back down the stairs. Her older sister, Aminamori. Actually, that makes things complicated. Her sister, Risa, grabs her hand happily. Yui looks startled by this.
お仕事の話が終わったら真っ先に会いに行こうと思ってたんだ。
Right, I don't need to take the screenshots. I'm stupid.
ゆいちゃんの方から会いに来てくれるなんて、私たちやっぱり仲良し姉妹だね。私はたまたまちょっと屋上でのんびりしたいなって思っただけだから。
And why didn't you come out and say hello?
一人でのんびりしたかったんです。お姉ちゃんとか先輩とかいたらじっくり考え事とかできなさそうだし、何か悩み事？お姉ちゃんでよかったら相談に乗るよ。いや別にそんな大げさなことでもないから。もうゆいちゃんは相変わらずクールだな。でもそういうところも素敵だよ。はいはい。本当だって、本当に素敵だって思ってるの。分かったから、あんまりくっつかないでよ。先輩が見てるでしょ。ジンさんにも私たちが仲良しだってこと知ってもらおう。何それ。ゆいちゃん。だからくっつかないでってば。
Risa displays her affections openly, and albeit embarrassed, Yui doesn't really resist. It's a charming spectacle, reminiscent of a puppy frolicking around. I smile without realizing it. Irrespective of of what's said, they are close siblings. Talking is hard.
そうだ、二人とも放課後時間あるかな。ジンさん考案の AR 分身アプリの試作品も作りたいし、うちの研究室に遊びにおいでよ。
For me, it's everything I need. An outsider like me... Are outsiders like me even allowed in the Advanced Research Institute?
研究室って言っても、私の部屋みたいなものだし、別に問題ないよ。ダメなところは、個人 ID がないと入れないようになってるし。
Looking at it from the opposite perspective of the personal ID, you can get into the server room.
よくわかんないけど、私は関係ないよね。ゆいちゃんには、私のアイデアを具体的に組み上げていってほしいの。私がやるよりも何倍も早いし正確だから。いや、でも。お願い！手伝ってくれたらホットケーキ焼いてあげるから。ホットケーキ。お姉ちゃんの手作り？もちろん。美味しいメープルシロップもあるよ。もう、しょうがないな。それなら今回だけ手伝ってあげるよ。やったー！それじゃあ二人とも放課後に研究室で待ってるね。
After school, I leave and head to the laboratory as promised. I thought I'd go get Yui, but I don't see her in class and end up walking alone to the lab. I call Elise at the entrance and she comes pick me up at the gate.
ゆいちゃん、もうついてるよ。
Despite how they act around each other, I can tell from the joy in her voice that they really are close. After passing the gate, I sign in at the reception desk in the building directly opposite and get a guest pass. From there, we walked a short ways through the outside area to the building housing Elise's lab. And it's the same building I infiltrated when I came to investigate last time. In other words, that means the server room is in this building. There's an automatic turnstile at the building entrance. Lisa taps her ID on it, and I my guest pass. Follow Lisa's footsteps and compare it with my memory. Fortunately, her lab is near the server room. Next, all I need to do is find an opportunity to borrow her ID, infiltrate the server room, and extract the data.
あ、どうも。私、お茶の用意をしてくるね。はしゃいでるな。そんなに私たちが来るのが嬉しかったのかな。
I think she's happier about you coming than me. She complained about you rejecting her last time.
あの時は、私も忙しかったから。
First time I saw you, it looked like you were fighting, so I thought you might be on bad terms. But you're actually pretty close, huh? Aren't you?
別に普通ですよ。どこにでもいる姉妹って感じです。
Well, I don't have any siblings, so I'm kinda jealous.
いいことばかりじゃないですよ。特に優秀な姉がいると、妹は辛いですから。昔はそんなことなかったんですけどね。二人して、同じものに興味を持って、一緒に勉強したりして、それなりに楽しかったんですけど、いつからかできることが違っていって、その差がどんどん大きくなって。
God damn it, I keep forgetting.
妹の私が言うのもなんですけど、姉は間違いなく天才です。誰も思いつけないような発想力があり、果てしなく遠い光に気づけて、そこにつながる道も見えてる。ただ勉強ができるだけの私とは違う。
There are definitely people like that. I'm an ordinary person myself, though, so I know how you feel. You aspire to be like them, so you try hard, but you can never reach them. Instead, the more you become aware of your capabilities, the more you feel the gap widening. It's even more painful if there's someone in your family.
先輩にもそういう人がいるんですか？
Yeah, in my case, it's a parent. They're quite good at what they do. Try their best to follow in their footsteps, but they're talented, so all you can do is work hard and hope for the best. Of course, gifted people have their own struggles too.
見上げてる私たちからすれば、そんな姿すら眩しく見えちゃうんですよね。いっそ嫌いになれたらいいのに。
I sense a complex set of emotions along with that smile in her comment. I know how she feels, since I'm in a similar situation with my mother. There's a big invisible wall between me, an ordinary person, and her, a gifted individual. As I keep striving in earnest, I can't help but feel it. The reason she can't be honest with herself likely stems from those emotions too.
って、なんかすみません。 着いたばかりの先輩に口を聞かせちゃって。
Don't worry about it. Sometimes you just want to get things off your chest.
今の話、お姉ちゃんには絶対言わないでくださいね。
I won't.
ゆいちゃんごめん、ドア開けて。両手が塞がってて開けられないの。そういうところいつまで経っても変わらないんだから。へへ、ありがとう。ほら、お姉ちゃん特製のホットケーキだよ。出来たてほかほかだから。
Smell the wonderful aroma of butter waft in as the door opens. Elise is carrying one plate of pancakes in one hand and two on the other. She's carrying them just like a waiter in the restaurant. Those look good.
じいさんは甘いもの好き？
Yeah, though I don't get the chance to eat them often.
どうしてですか？
Well, I don't know. It's kind of embarrassing to go buy cakes and desserts as a guy.
意外と恥ずかしがり屋さんなんだね。最近じゃスイーツ男子も珍しくありませんし、そこまで気にすることはないと思いますよ。
Oh, really? I guess, but if I do go out and buy them on my own, I might end up getting into the habit of buying them too often.
どんだけ甘いもの好きなんですか？
Well, I didn't get many opportunities to eat that stuff as a kid. It's probably due to that. When I was back in my hometown, snacks would amount to dried persimmons and steamed sweet potatoes. So when Mom would occasionally buy cake, I'd be jumping for joy. The feeling hasn't changed today, and just seeing those pancakes has me
お
drooling.
茶の用意もできたし、あんまりじらしてもかわいそうだし、食べよっか。いただきまーす。
Let's eat. Stab it with a fork and stick my knife into the puffy surface. The steam coming from the interior emanates sweetness. I open my mouth wide and take a bite. That is delicious.
よかった。甘いものが好きって聞いてたから、実はちょっと緊張してたんだよね。ゆいちゃんも美味しい？まあ、いつも通りかな。そっか、ならよかった。
Yui eats a mouthful somewhat bashfully. Lisa watches her with the tender gaze of an older sister. There's no time to be admiring their relationship. I need to make progress with my work too. My expression is one of blissful enjoyment from the sweetness of the pancakes, but my mind and eyes are sharp hard at work. I need an ID with a security level high enough to infiltrate the server room. And it just so happens that Reese's ID is on the table. I don't know what security level clearance he has, but it's worth giving it a shot.
ごちそうさまでした。
Yeah, those were out of this words. Those were out of this world. You're really good at cooking.
いやいや、そうでもないよ。レパートリーもそんなに多くないし。ただ、ホットケーキだけはちょっとだけ自信があるかな。ゆいちゃんの大好物だから。余計なこと言わなくていいってば。お皿片付けちゃうね。お茶のおかわりを入れたら始めよっか。
Oh, do you mind if I go to the bathroom first?
お手洗いなら部屋を出て左にずーっと行けば見えてくるよ。
Thanks. As I get up, I take the ID stealthily and exit the lab. I walk for a while in the direction she told me to, and then part ways change to head to the server room. Momoka takes care of the surveillance cameras as I hold the ID up to the server room door. Perfect. I slide in briskly and connect my device to a terminal I can search with. Can you do it?
いけますが、データの量が膨大なので時間がかかりそうです。
You can't take too long.
デバイスをつないだまま一度リゼさんの研究室へ戻ってください。
If I find an opportunity to retrieve it, it's risky, but I'll have to. Should I be taking such a great risk, even if I get a hold of the data? Maybe a dead end, just like Tazaki. But without any other leads on the bat, it's my only option. Hide the device in the shadow of the terminal and leave as quietly as I came in. When I returned to the lab, the two of them were looking at a monitor, working earnestly at the terminal.
ベースは着せ替えアプリの方でいいの？それよりあなたの AR 表示の方が後々の調整がしやすいと思う。着せ替えアプリの取り込み機能をあなたの AR 表示にくっつけて、あと動きに対応させないとだから。闘技場の甲冑装備は？あれならモーションデータがいくらでもあるでしょ。じゃあそれでついでにモデリングや表示の最適化もそっちのを使えないかな。試してみるけど 携帯デバイスで全ての機能は再現できないよ。全部はいらない。必要な分だけでいい。簡単に言うけど。そんなこと言って、もうほとんどできてるくせに。だって、それくらいできないと、お姉ちゃんの指示についていけないんだもん。私だって無理だよ。頭に浮かぶひらめきに自分の手がついていかないんだもん。自慢ですか。うん。私の妹はすごいんだよ、自慢。何それ。
They keep talking while they clank away on the terminals. Beast is fast enough, but Yui can operate it at superhuman speeds. Forget playing at 2 times speed. The monitor display changes so fast, you're not sure if you're really seeing it. And meanwhile, Yui maintains more normal conversation. She said she was envious of her sister for being gifted, and that all she did was study. But if she's expended that much effort to try and catch up to her sister, it's far beyond normal levels. She pretends to behave coldly, but she probably harbors a passion deep down greater than anyone else.
よし、こんなものかな。そっちはどう？あとちょっと。できた！くっつけるからこっちにちょうだい。自分でお願いしておいてなんだけど。プログラムの話？そんなの、昔からお姉ちゃんの無茶を聞いてたから。で、勉強してそれができちゃうんだもん。それは本当にすごいことだよ。やっぱり、ゆいちゃんも一緒に。その話はもう済んでるでしょ。でも、私が入れるのなら、ゆいちゃんにだってその資格はあるよ。私、ここに来てね、一人で研究してて、やっぱり思ったんだ。私にはゆいちゃんが。はい、出来上がり。あとはできるよね。ゆいちゃん。上級院に入るのなら、ちゃんと私の実力が認められてから、もう決めたことだし。
She stands and begins packing up. She looks at me as she heads for the door.
先輩、いたんですか？
Yeah.
私の仕事は終わりましたので、あとはお姉ちゃんとやってください。ゆいちゃん！
Lisa calls to her before she can leave the room.
ありがとう！手を貸してくれて、またホットケーキ食べにおいでね。
She glances back briefly, but says nothing and leaves.
また失敗しちゃったな。他のことならうまくできるのに、どうしてこうなっちゃうんだろう。
She has her own thoughts on the matter. At least I don't think it's because she hates you.
そうかな。そうだったらいいんだけど、ちょっと自信ないな。ごめんね。なんか空気重くしちゃって。ゆいちゃんのおかげで分身 AR の試作品ができたから、早速入れてみよう。
Really? It's done already?
すごいよね、ゆいちゃん。ちょっと話しただけで私の考えてることを全部理解しちゃうんだもん。その上、組み立てまでしてくれて。私なんかより本当はずっとすごいのに。
I think you're both smart, but you work best when you put your brains together.
だって私たちは二人で一つだから。ところで、デバイスは？
Oh, crap, I forgot it in the bathroom. I'll be right back.
慌てなくていいよ。その間にお皿を片付けておくから。
Make an excuse and leave the lab. Fortunately, no one discovered the device and I was able to easily retrieve it. Return to the lab, have her explain how to use the installed clone AR, and leave the lab. By the way, by the time I've gone outside, the sun has completely set. I contact Mom and tell her that I've retrieved the server data. After that, I ponder on the way home up to my dorm. The Aminamori sisters are always very close, and still are. We're always very close and still are. However, a misunderstanding has created a massive rift between them. It'll likely take some time to resolve that. Being an only child, I probably can't understand the complicated feelings they have for one another. I'm unable to do anything about it, but I hope the two of them can go back to being best friends like they once were. That evening, I transferred the server data to Mom and discussed what happens from here. The data I collected is from 3 months ago till today. It'll be analyzed, looking for connections to the bat. The analysis would be done by one of my mom's subordinates, who is a specialist in the field, so I have no qualms leaving it to them, to all of them. They were ordered to do it as quickly as possible, but given the massive amount of data, it'll still take some time. Wonder if there was something I could do in the meantime keeps me awake. I know I shouldn't be hasty. I had to lie short on sleep and suddenly feel a light blow in the head. Seems that Conan was swinging a notebook at me as she tried a few days ago. Conan, warning. Huh? She tears up, causing my drowsiness to instantly go away. Huh? Hang on, what's wrong, Conan? Yep, there we go. I was expecting it. It wasn't actually anything serious. To be continued. Also, she's screaming again about him being a ninja. At this point, locking her in the basement might just be the better option.
このコーナーはお話に出てくるキーワードを仙台学園都市あの人のデバイスなんだかんだで今回もゲストとしていや AI 界ですしやっぱり前も言ったけどご自身の研究が行き詰まっていてそういうことにしておけばゆいさんが頑張ってくれるとそうなの無償というわけではありません。ちゃんと別にお金に困ってるわけじゃ。ゴニョゴニョゴニョ。わかった。やる。ありがとうございますゆいちゃん。ではゆいさん細かい一般的に細かい定義についてそのあたりについてきっと知ればあなたはともかくこの間上級員私は自身の判断にその自身の判断にしっかり受け答えもできますし何をもって生きているとするかそこを掘り下げると自身で思考しなかなかロマンチックお姉ちゃんが桃香のセッティングをしたなんていうか AI っぽくない人間と同等かそれ以上の知能を持ち共に歩む最高のそうだね自分より少なくとも私はそうですね私たち本当につまりそうですね人間が作った思考する人類の新しいお友達もちろんですお友達か問題ありませんまあ以上すみません大きな声を出してしまって
Exposure! Yeah! Because of her! Constantly. No, it's okay. Don't worry about it. She apologized, causing me to fumble to reassure her. I was at a loss for what to do after seeing her on the verge of tears, but she seemed to have calmed down.
それで今日の放課後忍者を教えてくれるというのは
I promise, so I will. Sorry to make you wait.
いえいえこちらこそ我慢できずにせかすようなことを言ってしまってそれにしてもまさか本物の忍者さんに忍術を教えてもらえるなんて私この国に来てよかったです
Hope I can live up to expectations. Just keep in mind that, if you're expecting it to be like an anime and manga, then I hate to disappoint, but...
そうなのですかブワーっと火を吹いたりとかささっと壁に
We're
隠
not
れたり
Naruto here.
ボンと大きな
I can't do those, at least. That stuff's just all part of the fictional image of ninjas anyway. The art of ninjutsu is mostly deceit and sleight of hand and not very flashy.
そうなんですか
That'll let you down?
いえフィクションと現実のギャップがあるのは当然のことですから 現実を知るのも大切なことです。それに今の技術を使えば私が見てきた忍術の中にも実現可能なものがあるかもしれません。それを開発するのも面白いですね。いいのができたらジンくんのお役にも立てるかも。一石二鳥ですね。
Well, I guess that's true.
私楽しみになってきました。早く放課後にならないかな。
I thought that hitting her with the truth might kill her motivation, but it only had the opposite effect. I did promise her, so I should spend some time with her today. All of a sudden I spot the order cleaning the city. They're evenly spread out, heading towards the school and collecting trash by the roadside.
騎士団の皆さんはこうして定期的に清掃したり地域貢献もされているんですよ。
Oh yeah, I remember hearing their responsibilities include the stuff like this in addition to their work for the school. I really do recommend them all. I really do commend them all for getting up so early to do this. Once we arrived at school, I found that Georgie in front of a camera responding to an interview. A little distance away, Shidogan and the other Chevalier, along with their advisor, Mr. Kuki, are watching attentively.
何かの取材でしょうか。
Shidogan spots us just as she whispers that to me. We acknowledge her and she comes to talk to us.
地元のテレビ局の人だよ。今日は騎士団の密着取材をするんだって。密着取材ですか。なんだか有名人みたいですね。付き合わされる方は大変だよ。なんたって今日は一日中私たちを取材してて、それがネットで生中継されてるんだから。
What? That interview was all live? Shidogan operates her device and opens up a streaming website. And Georgie's very image is being displayed there. There's a slight time delay, but it's definitely live broadcast. That must be hard. Time to photobomb.
実際大変だよ。とりあえずここにいたらカメラに映っちゃいそうだし。
You know what to do. Fuck around and put. Sorry, I don't know why, but I love that old man. It's great. But I've got something a whole lot scarier. Fuck around and put. It is fantastic. Like, you can see the panic in the reporter's face as she realizes what was about to happen.
いいんですか？ひとまず朝の予定は終わったから。正直苦手なんだよね。今回の取材は騎士団の広報活動の他に剣闘祭の宣伝の意味もあるんだよ。剣闘祭は騎士団だけじゃなく学園にとっても大きなイベントだからってこと。なるほど。それで一日密着取材を。
So should we expect to see some news crews hanging around the order all day?
基本的には団長のそばにいると思うよ。今日のために特別に予定が組まれてるから、私も何度か授業を抜けなきゃいけないけど。さっきの生放送ってずーっとやってるんですか？さすがにずっとはやらないよ。それ用にいくつか予定はあるけどね。
She takes out a paper with the schedule written for the live broadcast on it.
団長のインタビューに久喜先生の学園と騎士団の歴史解説、放課後には私たちシュバリエの模擬戦もあるし。
There's significant of the collaborative relationship with the Advanced Research Institute. And the director is giving a presentation as well. Tazaki's name is on the list of presenters.
広報って意味で言うと、理事たちが一番やりたいのはそこなんじゃないかな。今回の取材も理事が持ってきた話みたいだし。
A presentation he has to hold, you say? That's another thing that has been consistent with these. Like, either the bat only goes for people of certain renown levels, or he goes for people where they are actively, like, speaking in public, and then completely tears their case open right then and there, because that is what creates the most waves. In both cases, the bat is an attention whore.
騎士団としても自分たちの活動を知ってもらういい機会だからって団長は乗り気なんだけどね。神楽さんはそうでもないのですか？ あんまり目立つのはちょっと。シュバリエだからそうも言ってられないんだけどさ。あと騎士団が目立つと嫌がる人もいるから。
Really?
この間ちょっとあったでしょ。シュバリエが学生の女の子にちょっかい出して、あの一件から他の学生とのいざこざも増えてきたんだ。中には反騎士団を掲げる集団もできつつある。
As much as he tried to settle things peacefully, I guess it's had a lasting
騎
effect.
士団の特権についてはこれまで不満があっても行動を起こす人はほとんどいなかったんだ。で、そういう空気を変えたのがカノン。私ですか？私はそうだと思ってるよ。シュバリエで学園も上の先輩に正面から向かっていったんだから。毅然とした態度で立ち向かうカノンの姿にたくさんの学生が勇気づけられたんだと思う。
So even if someone's a chevalier, they should have their mistakes corrected and not be immune from criticism.
そうね。その気づきが少しずつ時間をかけてシュバリエへの不満と混ざり合い大きくなっていった。
Okay, so I'm gonna call it right now. There's gonna be at least one route that includes the complete dismantlement of the of the Order of Knights, and one where it is essentially MC joins it and reforms it, which is likely going to be Maya's. I don't think Conan's will be the Order of Knights will be dismantled route. I honest to God kind of think it's Kagura's. Some instinct is telling me that. Oh well.
そこにあの事件でしょ。シュバリエに対する風当たりが一気に強くなるのも不思議じゃないと思う。私は別にそんなつもりでは。違う違う。カノンを責めてるわけじゃないよ。カノンは何も間違ってないし、むしろ正しいことをしたって。私こうなった原因はこれまでの騎士団にあるんだよ。だからなんとかしないといけない。ある意味騎士団が一方的に押さえつけるような状態よりも今みたいにいろんな意見が出る方が健全なんじゃないかな。
That's a pretty philosophical view.
事実を受け止めてるだけだよ。でないと肝心な時に動けなくなっちゃうから。私にできることがあったら何でも言ってくださいね。ありがとう。頼りにしてるよ。
The bell rings and class begins as usual. The homeroom teacher lightly touches on the documentary during morning roll call, but that doesn't affect us. Shitagane, however, leaves class before second period begins. She is probably somewhere within the school right now being interviewed, which she said she was uncomfortable with.
Kagura-san, 戻ってきませんでしたね。
From what I saw on the schedule earlier, the broadcast program is jam-packed and she won't be returning today.
次の放送は久喜先生の解説のようですね。この時間だと授業中なので見られそうにありませんけど。
Apparently the broadcast parts have been recorded, so you should be able to watch them this evening.
見逃し放送というやつですね。私もチェックしてなかったアニメが話題になった時によく利用しています。
Oh, you do love anime, don't
こ
you?
れなら神楽さんの模擬戦も見逃さずに済みますし、忍者の特訓にも。
Will you stop that? Conan shrieks in response to the abrupt, angry voice. We look in the direction of it and see Tazaki's facing off with an Enjoji. Alfred and some other knights are beside her. After regaining his composure, he smooths back his ruffled hair. He tries to calm down, but the sweating doesn't stop. He seems to have been driven to the wall over something.
ですから発注書について納得のいく説明をしていただければ、私たちもことを大きくするつもりは。
I told you I don't know. This isn't something we should discuss today during the documentary.
再三問い合わせているのにお返事をいただけなかったから、こうして今お話ししているんです。
I'm busy enough as it is preparing for my presentation. Stop bothering me. Don't tell me this was your doing as well.
あれ、
Nothing. Anyway, we're saving this conversation for a later date. Concentrate on the documentary broadcast for now. No one comes to my office till it's time either. He then pushes his way through the knights and leaves.
後ろ暗いことがあるからこそ正面からの追及が答えたのでしょう。
だからってちょっと余裕がなさすぎないかしら。これまで発注書についてこちらから何度も問い合わせているのに。まあいいわ。理事の言う通り、今は取材と生放送の対応が優先よ。
取材班が休憩中でよかったですね。
本当ね。
She puts on a wry smile and then takes the order members with her. He was probably so flustered because he was being questioned about the faked order. Behaving like that is basically an admission of guilt. According to Denjoji, he's been like that all morning. Something happened last night to him. Like perhaps someone else interrogating him about his crime. Perhaps he was threatened. Considering his crime, I do think the likelihood of the bat getting involved is low. Maybe we should keep a watch on things. After lunch was ended, we've gotten through our afternoon classes, Conan urges me as we leave the classroom.
さあさあ急ぎましょう。時間は有限ですから。
Don't be in such a hurry, I'm not going anywhere.
私が気持ちを抑えきれないんです。今日という日をどれだけ待ち望んでいたか。
Sorry for not doing it earlier.
いいんです。ジン君は約束を守ってくれましたから。
We ended up heading for the shrine where my identity was exposed. Very few people come here around this time of day, so it's ideal for ninja training.
お待たせしました。準備万端、やる気満々です。
But when did you get changed?
ふふふ。忍者修行の一環で早着替えも頑張っていますから。
I scratched my head and confused. Conan, can I ask you a question?
なんでしょう。
What exactly do you want me to do to train you?
それは。
I know you already have an idea of what a ninja is in your head, and I'd like to live up to your expectation if possible. I've been trained, but I've never taught anyone. I don't know what I can teach you, nor if I can teach you what you want.
なるほど。確かにいきなり忍者を教えてと言われても難しいですよね。
She grimaces, then after thinking for a while, she clamps her hands together.
それじゃあまずはジン君がどんな修行をしていたのか教えてもらえますか？
That's still a rather broad topic. Rather than standing around, I sit on the edge of the shrine and begin telling old stories. And I grew up in a settlement deep in the mountains. We had no cars. There was no easy way to get to any supermarkets, and there were very few streetlights, so it was pitch black at night. It was full of nature, though, and the surrounding rivers and mountains were both my playground and training grounds. Retired ninjas settled there, and all of those predecessors of mine taught me countless things.
忍びの里というやつですね。いいなあ、行ってみたいな。
It really is a boring place, though. You'd probably want to leave after just a few days.
でもジン君はそこで先輩の忍者の方に様々な技術や忍びの心構えを教わっていたんですよね。私もそこで修行すればいつかはジン君のような忍者になれるかも。
I know what you're imagining, but it's not that fun. There's stamina and fitness training every day, and classroom learning once you return home. And for snacks, we only get to eat sweet potatoes on rare occasions and can't play with friends due to training. Because of that, I never learned how to interact with girls my age. Well, thanks to Conan and the others, I've been able to meliorate that somewhat. Though leaving my hometown has had its own hardships too.
やっぱり忍者の修行となると相応に厳しいものだったんですね。その変なことを聞くようですけど、忍者の修行をやめたいとは思わなかったんですか？
I never once thought about it. That's probably because I admired the people around me. I told myself that one day I'd be like them. That thought was what kept me going despite the harsh training.
憧れる気持ちが苦難を乗り越える力になった。その気持ち、私もわかる気がします。
You said you came to this country because you admired ninjas.
そうですね。強くて自分の意志を貫く。
Seeing her look far off into the distance, a question suddenly comes to mind. What was it like living there?
そういえば私のことをお話ししていませんでしたね。と言ってもジン君に比べればそこまで特別なことはありませんけど、私は北欧の出身で 父は国では名の知れた財閥の長を務めています。
The head of a financial conglomerate? That's amazing. It must be super rich. That sounds far more special to
い
me.
えいえ、忍者の方がすごいです。だって私は自ら選んでそうなったわけじゃありませんから。努力を重ねて今の実力をつけたジン君の方が何倍も何百倍もすごいです。
Oh, well, thanks, I guess.
すみません、脱線してしまいましたね。まあそういう家庭に生まれて家族には愛されて育ちました。私も家族のことは愛していますし、今も頻繁に連絡を取っていて仲はとてもいいと思います。ただ一つ思うことがあるとすれば、私に人生を選ぶ自由がないことくらいで。
You're not free.
将来が決まっているんです。財閥の長の娘として将来住む
Oh
家も
boy, another one like
結婚
that,
する
huh?
相手すら子供の頃はそのことに疑問を抱いたりはしませんでした。でも少しずつ大人になっていくうちに疑問が膨らんできて、でもその気持ちをどう解消すればいいのか当時の私には分からなくて、これは運命なんだと漠然と受け入れるしかないのかなとは思っていました。そんな時に出会ったのがこの国のアニメの忍者でした。その人は忍びの掟に縛られながらも自分と愛する姫の自由を勝ち取るために命を懸けて戦っていました。自由のために戦う、そんなの考えたこともなかった。私には彼の戦いは衝撃的で涙がこぼれるくらい。その時に思ったんです。私もこの忍者のように自由を勝ち取れるほどの強さが欲しい。そして誰かのために戦えるようなそんな人になれたなら決められた道以外も歩めるのかもしれないって。子供っぽい夢だと笑われてしまうかもしれませんね。でもあの時にもらった勇気は今も私を動かしてくれてる。
Doesn't matter what the catalyst was, as long as it means something to you. I won't laugh.
ジン君ありがとうございます。
She averts her gaze to hide her blushing cheeks. Being so cheerful all the time, I didn't think she was capable of displaying those emotions. It's frightening when you don't know what the future holds. But on the other hand, it must also be terrifying to know to have your entire future set in stone. Ninja were the light of hope, showing her it was possible to fight and not be bound to one's path in life.
さあ、昔話はここまでにして続きをやりましょう。
She claps her hands to clear the air and change the mood. I know she wants to keep training, but what am I supposed to do?
こんなことをお願いしていいのかわからないのですけど、何か忍術を見せていただけませんか？それを教えていただくというのはどうでしょう？
Well, you know I can't breathe fire nor summon a great frog.
ですよね。でも何か他のものならあるのではと思いまして、例えば先日ジン君が使った代わりにじゃなかった、うつせみの術がありますよね。
You mean when I dodged your surprise attack with AR? It's not much of a ninja art. That's just technology. Well, the bulk of the ninja arts are similar tricks, so she's kind of right, I
私
guess.
思ったんですけど、あれができるのなら分身の術もできそうじゃありませんか？
That would just amount to AR projections, so nothing different.
あとここで会った日、ジン君は空を飛んできましたよね。そのからくりも知りたいです。
The way it works, took me ages to be able to use that, and it's not like I could lend it
あ
to
とは
her.
何もない状態なら難しいですけど、準備さえできれば火遁の術はできそうじゃありませんか？
Well, there are magic tricks like that, so I can at least breathe fire.
あとは
Wait, slow down. Give me a sec to respond.
すみません、つい楽しくなっちゃって。
Try to calm her down from her high while I ponder. You want to see ninja arts, right?
差し支えなければですけども。
Her words seem modest, but she leans right over to me expectantly, her eyes glittering. I said I'd show her some, but now that it's come to it, I can't think of anything that simple to show her. I agonize over it in my head while something flashes to mind. I actually just thought up a new ninja art. Would you like me to show you?
ジン君の新作忍術を私がいいんですか？
Honestly, he could probably also just do something as simple as just pick up a stone, just throw it up into the air and an arc towards her, and just slip behind her while she's distracted or something. Yeah, if you don't mind. In contrast to Conan, I say that while leaning backwards somewhat and grimacing. I have some connections, and I had a new app developed for me.
いいですね。最新技術を使いこなすのも最近の忍者って感じがします。
I don't like how excited she is, but it is about the only thing I can show her that'll live up to her expectations. You could call this a spoofing jutsu. I'm gonna try it, so tell me if you notice
わ
anything.
かりました。お役に立てるように頑張ります。
Conan stares at me, her eyes boggling as she catches every second as I use the app to generate an AR projection.
これは私ですね。
Right, so what do you think? I get it's a weird question to ask the person
髪
themselves.
の感じとか服のシワも自然ですし、パッと見た感じでは本物と見分けがつかないと思います。
As she says that, the projection is so... As she says, projection is so detailed it's indistinguishable from the real Conan. Aminamori's sister's technology is
これ
frightening.
動いたりできるんですか？
Yeah, it can do simple movements.
それじゃあ、えい！
I use the app to duplicate Conan's movements.
とりゃー！すごいです！まるで鏡を見てるみたい。触らなかったら本物と間違えちゃいますね。他にはどんなことができるんですか？
Let's see.
私を介することである程度会話もできますよ。ももかちゃん、そうなんですね。試してみてもいいですか？もちろんですよ。喋った。はじめまして、私はカノンです。はじめまして、私もカノンです。声も一緒だ。どうやってるんですか？カノンさんの声を私が学習して自然な発声になるように調整しているんです。ももかちゃんって本当に高性能なんですね。お褒めに預かり光栄です。ねえねえ、私と同じ格好もできますか？できますよ。この通り、元となるデータがあればほとんど再現することができます。すごいすごい。見てください、ジン君。分身の術です。
Conan gets all worked up and approaches the over-the-top AR that Momoka is manipulating. Two of them go around in circles.
本物の私はどっちでしょう？
Okay, I think she's having a bit of fun here. Well, I gave it a trial run at the app that the Aminamori sisters developed is far more complete than I was expecting. This could come in handy for my future operations. It's a shame that it can only be used in the city, though. I buy drinks from the drink machine, return to Conan, and hand her one.
すみません。あまりの感動にはしゃぎすぎてしまいました。
I'm still waiting for him to get the message that Tazaki got fucking hit by the bat. That's fine, I'm glad to see you having fun. I'm not sure if I fulfilled my promise of teaching her how to be a ninja, though.
もうこんな時間。神楽さんの模擬戦の生放送が。
She hastily pulls out her device and opens the video site.
もう終わってる。分身の術に夢中になりすぎて生放送の時間を忘れてました。
Well, it'll be archived, so you can watch it later. Is the program after the mock battle streaming now?
予定表によると、東華学園と上級院の協力関係と今後の展望について。
Look at the display and see Tazaki with a business-like smile on his face. He's in some empty classroom somewhere. It's expected from a member of the board of directors. The authority in his voice tells me that he's familiar with public speaking. His complexion looks significantly better than it did at lunchtime as well. Well, it is an online stream being broadcast to the entire world, so he would have taken care of that. There's equipment I've never seen in front of the podium where he's speaking. What is that? I think he answers my question from across the display. The proactive provision of technology is demonstrative of how deep our connection with the Advanced Research Institute is. You may have observed at the Order of Knights mock battle how the latest AR and MR technology is used at the arena. By the way, I make him sound different on purpose. This man is like in business mode now. That is not the only technology being provided to our academy. This equipment was provided the other day from the Advanced Research Institute for AR projection. This is a state-of-the-art technology that can combine pictures and videos, such as these you've just seen, to create realistic 3D renditions of them in AR. Experience with these sorts of cutting-edge technology equipment is how one can progress from our Toka Academy to study at the Advanced Research Institute.
なんと言いますか、深夜の通販番組のようですね。
Well, it does sound like a presentation on the school, and he's not saying anything that's wrong. Of course, there's no way he would have heard my voice, but his smiling face breaks out in a sweat as he continues. Let's take a look then. This is the data from the previous previously broadcast mock battle.
神楽さんの試合でしょうか?
If the data is read by this equipment, then we press the play button. A small noise comes from the equipment in front of him. A projection appears. How many times do I have to tell you I don't want these food gifts, I want cash! Is Tazaki drunk at some bar somewhere? What the hell is this? His fake placid-on smile disappears behind the AR. Tazaki is horrified, but the video doesn't stop. Just so you know, you're not our only choice as far as manufacturers go. I have countless others waiting to negotiate with me. But if you give me just a little more, you can have the honor of being the exclusive manufacturer of the Advanced Research Institute. How's this happening? I checked the video before! But we just gave you the money the other day. Doing it too frequently may cause problems. Do I have to say it again? I've got plenty of other companies interested in doing business with us. They're all willing to do anything to appease me. What about you? If you're not interested, then this good discussion's over. Wait, that isn't me! How's this happening? I switched it off, so why? The manufacturer hands over a thick envelope, ignoring the real Tazaki panicking in the background. Get prepared? Good. You get prepared. Goodness, I can't believe you. Let me check the amount. He pulls 2 bundles of notes wrapped in paper bands out of the envelope. The AR Tazaki kisses each one by one. He's planning on destroying the equipment since the AR won't stop. How did this happen? How? Tazaki looks down at the destroyed equipment, and slowly raises his gaze to stare at the camera. Why are you filming? What the hell do you think you're doing? He bears down on the camera to stop it. A close-up of his ghostly face appears on camera, his eyes brimming with madness. I think I can hear a voice as Tazaki is peeled off the camera. It's Alfred that is restraining the still struggling Tazaki. Get off me, let go! Damn it! I will set up! Alfred is trying to restrain him, but he's still struggling. Eventually he breaks free and falls down near the broken equipment. Sometimes people display extraordinary strength when backed into a corner. This is exactly the sort of situation for Tazaki. He pays no attention to Alfred, who's getting to his feet and bursts out of the classroom as fast as he can. A moment too late, members of the Order appear. Alfred, are you okay? Alfred runs out and the Order members follow. The camera moves to follow them, but it's not to be. The Renjoji is quiet, but unquestionable words are the last thing we hear before the screen goes black. That just, I don't know why, but that sounds real intimidating. Like, she's just like, sorry, we can't have your phone. Just breaks the fucking camera. I'm gonna go take a look. Yeah, the director was driving.
逃がしたか。お前たち、そこで何をしている？
私たちは
We were watching the live broadcast.
見ちゃったか。きっとあ なたたちだけでなく、もっと多くの人が見ているのでしょうね。
落ち着いている場合ではありません。すぐに田崎理事を追わないと。
それは警察の方に任せましょう。すでに通報は済ませているわ。警察の方が来る前に情報を整理したいわ。すぐに団員を集めて。
わかりました。みんな聞いたな。この場にいない者にも連絡してすぐに集まるように伝えろ。
They all begin acting promptly as command. You can really see that Albert is like, ah yes, if she is proving to be too passive, I will take over the reins. But this man is not a good leader. Like, he was immediately panicking. It's like, we need to catch him! This man is in a fucking car. What are you planning on doing? Running after it?
私たちもですか？私たちは生放送を見ていただけで特に何も知りませんよ。だからこそよ、私たちのほとんどが理事の異変に気づいてすぐに現場へ向かった。だから生放送を最後まで見ていないの。あなたたちだから気づけることがあるかもしれない。
Okay, we'll help however we
あ
can.
りがとう。
I'll be able to get a summary of the situation now, which is great. He had his crime exposed right before his eyes, his judgment left to the many people who witnessed it. The mechanism is the same. At any rate, I need to ascertain what happened within the school as well as the classroom at that time. Once the knights are assembled, Renjoji gets them to wait in another room. Currently it's myself, Conan, Renjoji, Alfred, and a few chevaliers in the order office. Shortly after, Kagura, Mr. Kuki, and Aminamori appear. Renjoji cleans up the half-finished tea, moves the documents off the table, and turns to us.
今、警察の方が現場検証と撮影スタッフの皆さんの事情聴取をしているわ。私たちもこの後事情聴取を受ける予定よ。その前にあの時全員がどこにいて何をしていたのか確認させてほしい。まずは私から話すわね。私はここで理事の生放送を流しながら事務仕事をしていたわ。異変に気づいたのは理事が機材を壊した時ね。画面を見ていなかったから音で気づいたの。それから現場の教室へ向かって撮影スタッフの方にカメラを止めるようにお願いしたの。理事の様子がおかしいことには気づいていた。だからこそこの結果が残念でならないわ。私からは以上よ。次、アルフレッド君、お願い。
承知しました。我々は理事の放送後に予定されていた撮影のため、事前に振り分けられていた人員で行動で準備をしていました。生放送の様子は行動のスクリーンに映しており、そこで異変に気づき教室へ向かいました。
We knew something grave had happened from Alfred's voice and hurriedly followed him.
一時は理事を抑え込むことができたのですが、思いのほか強い抵抗にあってしまって。
Terribly sorry, we should have arrived on the scene sooner.
それじゃあ一番最初に現場に到着したのはアルフレッド君で間違いないのね。それは間違いないと思います。私たちが見ていた映像でもそうなっていましたから。そう。警察の方に詳しく事情を聞かれると思うけど。
構いません。協力は惜しまないつもりです。
ありがとう。それでは白金さんたちの方はどうかしら。
私たちは闘技場で模擬戦の後片付けをしていました。
闘技場には模擬戦に出たシュバリエと騎士見習いが全員残っていたね。あとは
私と上級員の方が数名、それに教室とは別の撮影スタッフさんが撤収作業をされていました。
異変に気づいたのはアルフレッドと理事が揉み合ってからです。その場にいた誰かが気づいて、みんなで生放送が流れているモニターを見て、
慌てて教室に向かったんだけど、到着した時にはもう撮影スタッフと連城寺さんしか残っていなかった。
In other words, they arrived after the broadcast had stopped.
あの時理事を捕まえていれば、どうしてこんなことになったのか。
理事には追いつけなかったの？
一度追いつきはしたのですが。
But when we almost caught him, we were hit with pepper spray.
学園内にいるのに催涙スプレーを？
Tazaki normally walked around carrying pepper spray for defense, well, no, then he would have used it when he was first caught by Alfred. Even if it was for defense, it'd be unusual for him to be carrying it within the school. But only if he recently began to feel unsafe and started carrying it around with him. In that case, he may have lost his composure when Alfred grappled with him and he couldn't use it. But it is possible that he remembered he had it when the order members were chasing him and used it then. Either way, he assumed the school was a safe place for him.
あの人自身の自爆ってことは考えられませんか？あのデータだって自分でセッティングしたんですよね。理事以外に触っていないのであれば、その可能性もあると思うのですけど。
それなんですけど、生放送の映像を見る限り、セットしたデータは模擬戦のもので間違いないと思います。あのデータを渡したの、私なんです。ちらっと見えたラベルにも、私の字が書かれてましたし、まあ、その辺は調べてもらえばすぐにわかると思いますけど。
理事の持っていたデータは本物だった。ではなぜあの映像が流れたんだ？
あまりこういうことは言いたくないけど、理事には以前からいい噂を聞かなかったから、反感を持っている人も少なからずいたんじゃないかな。
動機のある人間は多数いたと。まあ、裏であんなことをしていたのであれば、それも当然でしょう。
待って、みんな聞いて。
The office has begun getting rowdy, so then Georgie raises her voice to silence
今は
them.
犯人探しよりもこの状況にどう対応するのか決めるのが先よ。よりによって学園のプロモーションのための生放送が理事のスキャンダルを伝えることになってしまった。おそらく動画は一気に拡散されるでしょう。撮影スタッフさんたちも理事や学園を糾弾する方向で動くはず。
その方が話題性もあるし、彼らの仕事としても利があるだろうからね。
このままでは私たち騎士団だけでなく他の学生まで好奇の目で見られてしまうでしょう。そうなれば検討祭の開催どころではなく学園の評判にも傷がついてしまうわ。
So what are we supposed to do?
私たちはこれまで以上に毅然とした態度を取らなければならない。私たちは理事とは違って清廉潔白なのだから、そのことをまずは私たちと騎士団だけでも徹底させましょう。
Everyone present acknowledges, and then there's a knock on the door. At the door, not on the door. By the time I've left the school, it's gotten completely dark outside. We leave the order office as the visiting police exchange places with us, and we walk along the path back to our dorm. The Knights are probably being questioned right now.
なんだかすごいことが起きてしまいましたね。明日から学園はどうなるんでしょうか。
That'll be business as usual.
そうですよね。犯人はどうしてあんなことを？罪を告発するだけならもっと別のやり方もあったはずなのに。
Agreed.
でもきっと大丈夫ですよね。誰かが何か悪いことを企んでいたとしても、私たちにはジン君がいますから。
Huh, me?
はい、私はジン君を信じていますから。
She says that with such a carefree smile that I don't know how to respond. I return to my room and think about what I need to do next during my shower. I need to sort out my information before I do anything else. I'll report to Mom first and find out what the organization knows. After that, I'll work out a concrete strategy. If the band is behind this incident, then I'm much closer to them than I thought. This is an opportunity. I'd like to think that, but the thought that this is also a dead end is arguing against it in my head. Regardless, I need to remain composed. I need to quell my urge to rush, so I turn the temperature down on the shower to cool my head. To be continued. I'm not making the same joke again.
AI さん、このコーナーは先代がいよいよ今回コウモリとここで解説するコウモリとは、そういった行為をその人コウモリが行ったと思われる。コウモリはテレビのその時の映像の最後でコウモリのイラストがご本人がそうですね。それどころかこれまでそれだと でもその確かに犯罪を暴くために守られるコウモリはターゲットのあらゆる情報を入手し、あなたもそうですね。それを本人以外の人物にしませんよ。だってそんなこと、この国ではそれを不正な方法で。でもコウモリさんがやらなかった。そう考えるとそれはそうネットに確かにこれまでのターゲットは、しかしそれは正しい手順を踏んでそれが健全な社会という。悪い人は警察にお任せ。もちろん全てが警察の手で賄えるものでもありません。ですがコウモリは明らかにやりすぎです。犯罪者を断じたいの世の中には人知れず社会や愛する人のコウモリのような自分の都合だけで。なんだか私はいつだって。そうですか。まさか。ただそうですね。コウモリさんに。いいえ。まさかのももかちゃん。いや、それはありません。ですよね。そうですね。同感です。だから本当のヒーローはつまりヒーロー。そう、やっぱり忍者は皆さん楽しんで以上。
There we go. Hi, Mom! After showering and recomposing myself somewhat, I get Momoka to connect me to Mom. Phone rings a number of times before connecting. I report what I witnessed as accurately as possible without any unnecessary prelude. I detail what I noticed during the broadcast incident. After that, what the situation was at the scene and how all the Order members were acting. I outlined the timeline of events and occasionally interspersed my thoughts. Mom listens, interjecting minimally. I don't think so. At the very least, if someone was behaving suspiciously, someone from the Order would have pointed it out. That was quick. They did not resist. Written notice. She shows me a letter and the envelope that would have held it. The contents were written in a multitude of fonts and had no defining features. The envelope was blank and seemed to have no defining features either, but there was a mark on the back resembling a bat. Symbol of the bat. Looks like the one from the first incident. At least the first one believed to have been caused by the bat. That was a symbol that resembled a bat at the end of the video exposing the person's crimes, which led to the internet dubbing the offender the bat. The symbol imprinted on the envelope closely resembles the one in the video. Oh, so that explains why he was behaving oddly. Tazaki was such a coward that he had to keep that laptop crammed with evidence on him at all times. After receiving a letter like this, it's no wonder he became afraid. That's probably why he started carrying the pepper spray around with him at school to protect himself. So there was a reason for it. Feels odd. The bat has never sent a notification before. Oops. Giving advance notice is basically warning the target of what's about to happen. That would naturally make them more alert, and consequently it'd be harder to expose them. It's easy to think that they want to urge Tazaki to repent for his actions. In addition, the fact that he left a notice as evidence is also different to the other incidents. The Bat's crimes have all been perfect with respect to leaving no shred of evidence. The only thing we'd gotten hold of thus far was the one Knight's badge. And that seemed to have been left there intentionally to hint at some kind of motive. Like a sign that only certain people would understand. That's true. It's just that there's a huge difference in the characteristics of the Knight's badge and the notice. Unlike the Knight's badge, anyone who reads the notice can understand its meaning. But most noticeably, all this time, he's never called himself the Bat. So why would he leave the symbol of the Bat now? Speaking of that, there's something odd about Tazaki being chosen as his target. Compared to all the previous targets, the scale of their crimes and how newsworthy they were, Tazaki is nothing. Well, yeah, but it's all just my own personal theory. Actually, cue there being multiple bats. There's the original bat, and then there's the bat that left the Knight's badge and did the notice. That is using the name. And it's gonna be one of the girls. And the actual bat is gonna actually come after the girl for using his name, his likeness essentially, or something like that. But that would be actually kind of cool. How much information about the investigation do you intend to release to the public? She cuts the conversation and disappears from the screen. As I'm waiting, I grab a drink, put in the fridge, and drink it down in one gulp. Didn't even realize how hot it'd gotten. Take some deep breaths and calm myself. May have obtained the lead on the bat, but if I get too hasty and screw up, it'll ruin this opportunity. Need to think calmly about how I can reliably catch the bat. That means they could alter the image being projected without being on site. Was there anything beside the terminal left at the scene? In which case, the terminal was connected sometime between the rehearsal and live event. Who went to the room then? So the culprit is part of the order. Apparently the bulk of the members were at the arena packing up after the monk battle. I'm sure there'll be testimonies on that too. The only one without a clear alibi was Georgie. She was alone in the old office. However, immediately after the incident, when we met up at the office, there were signs left of the work she was doing still on her desk.
それが偽装だったとしたら
Not entirely impossible. Thinking about that suddenly makes me realize something. The culprit received the data from the terminal after Tazaki's behavior was revealed, right? If that's the case, then anyone at the scene at that point in time would have to be a suspect. Alfred and the order members who were working in the auditorium came in to restrain him. After that, then Joji arrived, and later on, so did Shirogane and the others at the arena. The film crew met the scene. There's quite a few eyes. If someone was extracting data from the terminal or something like that, surely someone would have seen it.
なるほどもう少し状況を整理しないといけないみたいねただ状況的にあの時現場にいた人間の中に田崎をはめた人物がいるのは確かよ
Right. The film crew is innocent, and an order member is the culprit. That would be consistent with the band leaving a knight's badge as well.
現状では結論を出すのは難しいかしらせめてもう少し別の角度から見れるような情報があれば
Different source. Oh, I know the device logs. You should be able to use those. Would you extract personal shopping information and GPS logs from the device data pulled from the Advanced Research Institute the other day? If the bad is a member of the Order, then maybe their movements on the day of the other incidents will be suspected. Will be suspect.
住人全員のデータを改めるのは難しいけど騎士団の面々くらいならすぐにやれそうねすぐにやらせるわあなたにもサーバーデータとうちのスタッフが作ったツールを送っておくわキーワードを入力すれば該当のデータを検索できるツールよ気になるものがあるのならあなた自身でも調べてみなさい2時間後にまた連絡するわ
She then abruptly cuts the line. The longer we take to act, the more time we give them to escape. I feel uncomfortable just sitting around waiting for her reports. I activate the tool she gave me and try some searches on the server data.
キーワードはどうされますか
Let's see how it responds to putting my name in.
了解しましたデータ出ます
My name, address, and other personal information appears on a monitor. I can add a date, so I try inputting the day Conan showed me around the city. I click on the tab on the upper part of the screen, and the map of Sendai Academic City comes up with a tortuous line drawn
こ
on
ち
it.
らの線が当日のあなたの行動記録のようです寮を出て学園へそれから街に出てからの行動もしっかり記録されていますね
It's far more detailed than I was expecting. Thinking back to the events of that day, I can tell there's virtually no error in the record. Click on the next tab. This time it displays all of my use of eCash on that day. The time, place, and sum are displayed in the table, and I recall all of them.
該当の施設名をクリックすると今度はそちらの利用者情報がわかるようです
Try clicking on the juice store name. Now the other customers' names, payment amounts, and times are displayed. Okawa Minori, Kutsuki-sae, Mikake-jin, Kono Miki. Huh? Where's Kono's name?
あの日はあなたが支払いをしたのでお店にカノンさんの記録は残っていませんよ
Oh, right, that makes sense. And my hastiness ended up being reminded of a simple fact in Grimace. So with his data, not only the deep people, but the establishments have been laid bare.
管理は厳重にしていただきたいものですね
Well, we shouldn't be saying that as the ones who stole the data. I browse the data and ponder how I can use this to track down the culprit. I don't need conclusive evidence. Just some kind of lead should be enough to shake him out. The situation has changed dramatically since the incident happened. We've learned new things, and there is more evidence. We need to use this to our advantage to get a lead on him at all costs. I walk on laps of my small room, occasionally asking Momoka for opinions and think it over in my head. I happen to chance upon a thoughtful idea only moments before Mom calls back.
排析の結果が出たわこれまでのコウモリ事件すべてに該当するわけじゃないけど一人だけいくつかの事件が起きた日に現場の近くまで行っている人物がいるわね
Look at the data she sends and nod understanding when I see it. This person could indeed have been the culprit behind the incident with
待って
Tazaki.
いる間に考えがまとまったみたいね
Yes, however, I don't have concrete evidence, so I want to shake them up.
あなたの考えを聞かせて
I explained a strategy I thought up while waiting for her. In the morning, when I arrive at class, it's more stir than usual. From what I overhear, everyone's talking about Tazaki. It's not just here in the classroom. Thanks to public trial on the internet, his incident has become huge news. Opinions from my classmates vary. Some see the Bant as a hero, while others lambast him, not wanting him to meddle in the school's affairs. Viewpoints differ depending on a person's standpoint, but it seems like those looking from the outside are more enthusiastic about it than the people actually involved in with the incident.
おはようございます。みんな昨日のことで盛り上がってますね。
話題のコウモリが学園で事件を起こしたんだもの。
やっぱりそのコウモリという人が理事の事件も起こしたのでしょうか。
あんなことするのはコウモリしかいないって朝のテレビで言ってたよ。
ジン君もやっぱりコウモリさんがやったと思いますか？
Me? Oh, I don't follow the news much. What do you think?
騒ぎを起こすのはどうかと思うけど、やってること自体は正しいのかなって思う部分もあるかな。
I feel like they're trying to make me think that it's Kagura now. Since he was like IS try to shake them up or something, so now he's asking her that to see what the response is or something.
正直者がバカを見るような世の中じゃなく、悪いことをした人がちゃんと罰を受ける方が健全だと思うし。
そうですね。ルールは守るべきだと思います。その上でみんなが嘘偽りなく仲良くできるのが一番です。
No lies or hidden truths. Yeah, no matter how hard someone tries to keep things in the dark, one day they'll be found out. I'm no exception. I wonder if they'd interact with me the same way if all the things I'd done in secret were brought to light. I expressed the doubts that come to mind without arriving at a clear answer. Can't stand still. Need to execute my mission. Morning class is finished. I eat lunch and then head to the order office with Conan. I thought I'd ask what happened after we left yesterday. We arrive outside the office, and through the half-open door I can see a number of knights in discussion.
すみません。昨日のことでちょっとお話を。
No one said you could come in, we're busy!
待って。構わないから通してあげて。
But
いいから。あなたも少し落ち着きなさい。
we entered the room. All the knights around the table look anxious about something. There's an envelope and a letter laid out on the
さ
table.
っき私が部屋に戻ってきたら扉に貼り付けられていたの。
お手紙ですか？
そうそう、騎士団への熱烈なファンレターよ。
She then ignores the other chevalier to try to stop her, grabs the ladder and the envelope, and hands it to us. The letter begins with accusatory words, a message to the arrogant order of knights. In summary, the letter says that if they continue being as arrogant as they are, it's going to cost them. Check the back of the envelope. The same bat symbol that was on the notification letter to Tazaki that Mom showed me last night is there.
理事の件があったばかりだというのに、次から次へと問題ばかりね。
How can you be so calm? This is a declaration of war against the order! If you keep letting these people badmouth us, it's going to hurt our dignity. You have to fight the culprit immediately and make them pay for what they've done. A number of other chevaliers voiced their support. This caused Enjoji to sigh softly, then clap to draw attention to her.
落ち着きなさい。たかだか手紙の一つに動揺してどうするの？ただでさえ理事の一件で学園が揺れているのよ。こういう時こそ私たち騎士団が他の学生を守り導いていくべきでしょ。己の行いに恥じることがないのであれば堂々としていなさい。
Her quiet but dignified words returned calm to the order. Order members would have been as equally shaken by the incident. That's why they were overreacting to the smallest thing.
とはいえ、このような予告状は見逃せません。万が一に備えて警戒するに越したことはないかと思います。理事の一件があったからこそ、ここで騎士団の威厳が揺らいでしまっては、それこそ学園全体に動揺が広がるでしょう。
Nah, I think the rest of the school is just shaking because someone blatantly fucking used the school to cash in on a bunch of illegal shit, so, that doesn't really have anything to do with your fucking order.
これ以上の混乱を避けるためにも、早急に犯人を見つけ出し、騎士団の結束と力を示すべきだと考えます。
Chevaliers surrounding Alfred all nod to his calm yet resolute words.
わかったわ。騒ぎを大きくしないように、あくまでも穏便に調査をすること。
もちろんです。よし、行くぞ。
Alfred leaves with the other Chevalier following him. After they leave, then Georgie flashes a feeble smile.
さて、どうしたものかしら。
舞さん、すごくお疲れのようでしたね。
Well, the incident with the director was stressful enough, and now she has to deal with this. Plus, keeping all the Chevalier in check seems like quite the task.
何か私にもできることがあればいいのですけど。
Could go somewhere with her, you know, to get her mind off things.
いいですね。神楽さんやゆいちゃんも誘ってみんなでカラオケとか。
Why don't you go ahead and contact them about him right now? She begins tapping on her device with a joyful expression, probably having just remembered that school is out. I watch her and try not to let my frustration show.
3人とも今日は予定が空いているそうです。もちろんジン君も一緒に行きますよね。
Sorry, I have some work I can't skip today. Her eyes pierce through me. That is probably just her normal way of staring at me. It's just my frame of mind that makes her gaze feel uncomfortable. That's what I tell myself as I try my best to maintain a poker face. Conan's face abruptly changes to a usual smile. She must have just figured something out.
用事が終わって、もし合流できそうだったら連絡してください。私、待っていますから。
Okay, I will. She nods, looking satisfied before walking off towards the classroom. She probably figured out what I'll be doing. Wait, no, she can't have. The only ones who know everything about my mission are Momoka, Mom, and myself. I'm used to lying. I'm used to it, so why do I feel uneasy? Shrug off the doubt before it evolves into indecision. Can you stop that sound? Concentrate, Jen. The real work starts now. I've already finished my preparations. Next, I have to check up the target and see some conclusive evidence. But what do I do once I've caught them? That's not something for me to think about right now. Blend into the shadows. No one must notice my presence. Must bring down my opponent with silence and precision. To that effect, I will crawl through the shadows as I act. What the fuck?
はい。どうされましたか？
今大丈夫かしら。騎士団室に届いたあれのことであなたと内密に話がしたいの。
That's Momoka.
おお、あのふざけた予告状のことですね。わかりました。騎士団室へ向かえばよろしいでしょうか？
ええ、お願いね。
どうぞ。
失礼します。こんな時間までお仕事されている。
Yeah, that's a clone.
珍しいですね。
私だって本当はいつもの時間に帰りたいわよ。紅茶を入れてあるわ。よかったらどうぞ。
ありがとうございます。それで話というのは？
理事の件も含めて一度あなたと話をしなきゃって思ったのよ。いいえ、今世間を騒がしているコウモリさんと呼んだ方が正確かしら。
何を言い出すかと思えば。
He chucks and takes a sip of the tea.
まさかそんな冗談を聞かせるためにわざわざ呼び出したわけではないでしょう。それとも団長は理事の件や今日の予告状の犯人が俺だと？
それを確かめようと思って。
バカバカしい。確かに理事は犯罪者でした。あの時の映像はそれを示していた。おそらくいつも抱えているノートパソコンには不正の証拠がぎっしり詰まっているのでしょう。この学園のシュバリエとして、そして正義を愛する一人の人間として。
Why is this expression just him
理事
sweating
は裁かれ
profusely?
るべきだったと思っています。
Like it looks like if you take away the sweat, it looks like overconfident smirk. But the moment you add the sweat, it just looks like, oh my god, I'm fucked. Which they've used in the one situation where it didn't make sense already.
そういう意味では世間を騒がしているコウモリという人物の行動には正義を感じていますし、しかし考え方に賛同するからといって俺がコウモリであるとはちょっと話が飛躍しすぎているのではありませんか？
そうかしら。行動には意志が必要よ。それこそあなたの正義を愛する心のような強い意志がね。理事の端末が何者かにハックされた時、あなたはどこにいたんでしたっけ？
行動で他の団員と一緒に次の撮影の準備をしていました。
確かそこで流していた映像で理事の異変に気づき、あなたの声をきっかけに全員で教室へ向かったのよね。
And why were you there faster?
その通りです。
同じタイミングで行動を出たとしたら、他の団員が到着するのが遅すぎやしないかしら。映像ではあなたが教室に入り、理事に飛びかかって揉み合い、さらに突き飛ばされている。その上理事が教室を逃げ出してからやっと他の団員たちが到着しているわ。いくらあなたの足が速いとしても数十秒もの差をつけるのは難しいんじゃないかしら。
平坦な道を走るわけではなく、教室までは階段や曲がり角もありますから、一概には言えないでしょう。何より団員たちは俺の指示で動き出したわけですから、そこにタイムラグができるのもありえない話ではないと思いますが。
そう考えるよりももっとシンプルで分かりやすい答えがあるわ。それはね、あなたが隣の教室に待機していた。そう考える方が無理もないし、団員たちとのタイムラグにも説明がつくでしょ。
お忘れですか？団員たちは行動で俺の声を聞いているんですよ。
声はね。でも姿を見たとは誰も言っていないでしょ。声だけならデバイスを置いておくなりすればどうとでも聞かせることができるわ。あなたはそうやって団員たちに自分は行動にいると思わせてアリバイを作ったの。何のために？それは理事の犯罪を生放送で告発するためよ。あなたは頃合いを見計らって行動から抜け出すと、生放送をしている教室の隣で映像を流すタイミングを待っていた。思惑通り理事が取り乱すのを確認すると、行動に仕込んだデバイスで団員たちを動かす。それからまたしばらく待って、さも今駆けつけたかのように教室へ入り、理事を取り押さえるふりをして、機材に仕込んだ端末から用意したデータを抜き取った。おかしいなとは思っていたのよ。いくら我を忘れて暴れているからといって、理事が騎士団でも有数の実力者であるあなたを跳ねのけるなんて。でも分かってみればそれにも意味があったの。
団長がこれほどまでに想像力豊かだったとは。確かに今おっしゃった方法なら俺にも理事をはめることができたかもしれません。ですが証拠はあるんですか？
ないわ。
でしょうね。なぜなら俺は。
でもあなたの部屋やデバイスのログを調べていけば、いずれ決定的な証拠が出てくるんじゃないかしら。
警察でもないのにそこまでやるんですか？プライバシーの侵害ですよ。疑わしきは罰せず、それがこの国のやり方です。証拠もないのに個人の自由を侵すのは。
そうやって個人の秘密を探ってあなたは犯罪を暴いたのでしょ。証拠がないのなら証拠を探せばいい、そういう考え方でね。それなのにどうして同じことをされないと思っているの？もし自分が潔白であると自信を持って言えるのであれば、何も恐れることはないでしょ。
俺としては疑われている時点で不名誉なことですから。
だったら欲張って自分の存在を知らしめようなんてしなければよかったのよ。余計なことをしなければそこから足がつくこともなかったのに。
足がつく？どういうことですか？
これよ。
それは今日届いた予告状。
The warning notice wasn't announced publicly!
ねえ、あなたはどうしてこれを予告状と言ったの？私もその場にいた誰もこれを予告状なんて言っていないわ。文面だって騎士団を批判するもので、具体的に何かを予告するものでもなかった。
それはその封筒と裏のコウモリの印です。理事の事件の際、コウモリから同じ封筒で予告状が届いたと聞いて。
それはありえない。予告状の存在は報道もされていないし、捜査関係者のみが知る事実よ。これが予告状と同じものだと知っているのは理事と警察関係者、 そして予告状を送った本人だけよ。あなたはこれまでコウモリとして活動していく中で、自分には正義を全うする力がある、自分は正しいことをしている、そう思っているだけに世間が正しく評価しないのが納得できなかった。だから演出しようと思った。コウモリは正義のヒーローである、そう世間に訴えるために。そのための手段の一つがあの予告状だったのでしょ。その結果、それを逆手に取られ、自身が追い詰められることになるなんて。
それじゃあ今日届いた予告状は、団長、あなたは一体。いや違う、お前は知りすぎている。お前は一体。
He stands up and presses close to the Denoji. That instant, the Denoji completely disappears.
これは AR か。
Correct, the Denoji he was speaking to was an AR visual created by Momoka. He used the technique I tested out the other day with Conan to corner him. I stand behind a startled and bewildered Alfred and speak to him. This motherfucker just decided, yes, I'll hide. He's still wearing his regular outfit. What the fuck are you doing, you goofball? You're suspected of being the bad. Surrender yourself and come with me.
何者か知らないが、舐められたものだな。
He spins around, attempting a backhand blow. I dodge, grab his arm, then move to subdue him. He just barely endures and throws me towards the wall, but I slip out just before crashing into the wall. Foreseeing that, he instantly moves away from me. He kicks the table towards me and rushes for the exit. I'm absolutely not letting him go after having come this far. Mocha.
発信機の感度は良好です。現在地表示します。
I ascertained his location from a transmitter I bugged him with during our previous jostle and leave the order office from a window. I climb to the roof and check Alfred's movements. The transmitter shows he's heading straight for the arena. It'll be deserted at this time of day, making it an ideal location to catch him.
逃げたいのであれば、人の多い場所へ向かうのが定石では。
He's probably waiting for me to follow him.
罠の可能性も。
Yeah, but I can't let this opportunity go. Where's Mom?
あと30分ほどで到着されるそうです。
I'll finish this before then. I step onto the handrail of the roof and launch myself towards the arena with my wire. The cool evening breeze feels nice in my heated body. The arena is deserted. Alfred stands on the stage with his weapon in hand. Momoka and I survey the surroundings. I don't sense anyone else around.
私から見ても、闘技場に変わったところはないように思います。
That's not a trap. Also look at his
デュ
stance.
エルをしたい。そういう意志の表れでしょうか。
Yeah,
相手のやり方に付き合う義理はないと思いますが、
I guess.
怪我なんてしたら叱られてしまいますよ。
I'll just blame my own lack of training.
わかりました。そうならないように最大限サポートします。
I thought you tried to stop me.
私はあなたの相棒ですよ。あなたがやると決めたのなら、私はそれを全力で支えるだけです。
Thanks, partner. I take my partner's encouraging words to heart and quietly ascend onto the stage.
音もなく現れると不気味なやつだ。まあいい。好きな獲物を選ぶといい。俺は逃げも隠れもしない。
I already have my weapon.
お前が何者かは知らん。だが、俺の邪魔をするというのなら、容赦はしない。
Just as you have your own sense of righteousness, I too have my mission. If you plan to resist, then I'll do the same.
当然だ。 そうでなければ面白くない。互いの誇りをかけた一戦。これは騎士団の試合などではない。己の意志、命をかけたデュエルだ。
Holding his weapon tight, Alfred rushes me at blistering speed. I evaded with the throwing knife I pulled out from my inside breast pocket to pivot in place and aim for the back of his head. He changes his stance through sheer strength and parries my knife with his weapon. My hand hurts from the shock. What incredible strength.
ルールとは守られるべきものだ。ルールがあるからこそ調和や平和が保たれる。だが世の中には往々にして自分勝手な解釈でそれをねじ曲げる人間がいる。それを正すのが正義。つまり俺のことだ。
Do you think it's presumptuous to call it? Do you not think it's presumptuous to call yourself justice?
思わないね。誰かがやらねばならないことだ。しかし誰もが正義を望んでいるはずなのに誰もやろうとはしない。勇気がないから、力がないから、そんな言い訳ばかりを繰り返して。だから俺がやるんだ。俺には勇気がある、力もある、正義を貫く強い意志も。
He changes direction and approaches me and approaches to try and stab me with his weapon. Feels like his style of fighting is different from when he was dueling. His attacks are aggressive and he shows no concern for the risk of getting injured himself. His intense desire to defeat me shows.
どうした？守るばかりでは勝てやしないぞ。
I see. Now, does your real fighting style, the one you display when you're fighting as a chevalier, is a farce?
負ければ全てを失う。そんな戦いが上品なものであるわけがないだろう。
Certainly. Deflect his weapon and move back. Alfred, however, immediately closes the distance and stabs directly ahead with all his might.
なぜ当たらん？
You haven't trained enough. His attacks are fast and strong, but they're too obvious and predictable. I'm not preparing each attack one by one, just tracing the flow of his attacks with my blade so there's nothing to fear. I steady my breathing and, without attacking, dodge when he takes a great swing. As he leans forward, I strike him in the rear with the handle of the knife, which makes him stumble, but he manages to not fall over. We have vastly different levels of experience. Now that you know it, just give up and surrender yourself. He throws his blade from a stance and I immediately contort myself. It barely scrapes against me, tearing my math. I feel a slight pain run along my cheek. Without your weapon, you have no way to win.
シュバリエのデュエルをな。だが今俺たちがやっているのは自分の尊厳と生き残りをかけた殺し合いだ。本来デュエルというのはそういうものだろう。
He pulls out a weapon from his breast pocket and rushes me in the mad frenzy. The gleam of his blade speaks volumes of how deadly it is.
勝たなければ己の正義を全うできないというのなら、俺はどんなやり方をしても勝ってみせる。力なき正義に意味などないからな。
Well, that I can agree with. And winning by any means necessary is justice? What a coincidence. That's my forte.
何を？
Momoka.
了解。多重分身展開します。
分身だと。こんなものコンタクトレンズを外してしまえば。
As he glares at me as he reaches to his eyeball to pull out his contact lenses. That's the opening I've been waiting for. All the AR projected clones advance as soon as I start moving. I deflect his random slashes, and with the momentum of approach, strike him in a vital spot. I'll take that as a compliment. As he's collapsing, he reaches for my mask. I don't stop him. My mask falls to the ground alongside Alfred. As our eyes meet, he opens his mouth to say something, but passes out.
まあ、9大点といったところかしら。
No. Chief, you saw that?
少し前からね、一撃もらえそうなところもあったけど、まあ、悪くはなかったんじゃない？多重分身で脅かして一撃なんて、いかにも忍者らしいやり方だし。
Got good at techniques like that from being taught that survival is the utmost priority.
それでいいのよ。私たちは武士でも騎士でも、ましてや正義の味方なんかじゃない。影に潜み、影に生きる忍びなんだから。生き残り、無事任務を達成したわね。よくやったわ。
Half we expect fucking Conan to suddenly show up. That was so cool! What? You were not here when I came! Thank you.
頭、撫でてあげようか。
No, thank you.
カノンさんから着信です。
Really?
出ていいわよ。
I'm still on my mission
いい
though.
から出なさい。
Okay. Tap on the display and put the device to my ear. Hey, what's up? About that? She shouldn't have been able to hear Conan's voice, but this is Mom we're talking about. She may have withdrawn from active duty, but she was a brilliant ninja, so it's certainly possible. I haven't cleaned up yet. Okay. Yeah, sorry, I just finished and was thinking of heading over there. Is that okay? Yeah, thanks. See you then.
いいわね。放課後にみんなと遊びに行くなんて青春って感じ。
I don't know about that. Are you sure I can go though?
そのために私が来たんだから。後のことは任せて、今日のところは楽しんでいらっしゃい。
Thank you very much. She forcefully sees me off and head for the shopping district. Hang on. Why were we going after school?
カノンさんから場所の詳細が届きました。繁華街のレジャー施設にあるカラオケだそうです。
カラオケ。Oh.
どうしたんですか？有り金全部落としたみたいな顔をして。
I'm confident in my athletic ability and my academic abilities too. But no matter how hard I've tried, I've never been able to sing, even as a kid.
皆さんからメッセージです。ジンくんの歌、楽しみにしてますね。
言ってくれたら先に曲入れとくから。
延長はバッチリだから時間を気にせず楽しめるわよ。
フライドポテト注文しときますね。だそうです。
That sounds harder than just about any mission in a sense. I'm assailed by a feeling completely different to my sense of fatigue as I head to the shopping district. I'm not doing this because Mom ordered me to. I'm pretty sure I want to see them too. It doesn't quite make sense to me. But I'm sure these are my genuine feelings, and that makes me happy. Isn't he gonna, like, have to explain the fact that he got, like, a scratch in his cheek? I assume that was what it was earlier. Episode 9, Intermission, what the fuck? There's no AI talk? A few days have passed since Alfred was detained. On the day of, after Mom secured Alfred, she cleared all traces from the arena and the order office before withdrawing. I suspect she took a number of subordinates with her. Alfred began testifying little by little. I haven't heard the details yet, but I expect I'll be informed soon enough. All I can do at the moment is wait. Alfred has taken a leave of absence from school for family reasons. The place is in a big enough uproar thanks to Tazaki's incident. Learning that the culprit was a student would only add fuel to the fire. Even with the order, some were skeptical about Alfred's sudden disappearance, but they were lumped with various tasks, and soon enough everyone was silenced. Tazaki's incident aside, they're also preparing for the upcoming combat festival, making them so busy they have no time to spare. In fact, the combat festival is a bigger topic in class than Tazaki's incident. Memories fade with time, and people's care factor is directed to other things. That's probably part of human nature in order to prevent us ever standing still, just as I change place and appearance to suit each mission. What would happen to me if this resolves the matter? I'll likely leave school and start a new mission somewhere else, the way I always have. That's my work, and a matter of course. That's what I think, but something deep inside me is begging for it not to happen. But I can't express it clearly in words, just what that is.
Jin-kun! Ohayou gozaimasu! なんだか眠そうな顔をしてるね。
Morning, I was just up a bit late last night.
睡眠はしっかりとっておいた方がいいよ。
それは分かってるんですけど、気になってたアニメとか見始めちゃうとついつい夜更かししちゃうんですよね。あと1話だけ、これだけ見たら寝るからって自分に言い訳しながら、気がついたら日付が変わってたりして。
Mood!
ちゃんと寝ないと集中力が落ちるし、体の疲れも取れないよ。あと太りやすくなるんだって。
太りやすく。そういえば最近お腹周りが前よりも豊かになってきた気が。
Conan goes ashen, but Shirogane comforts her, saying there's nothing there to worry about. I found myself unable to exit their casual chat. I'm still a little uncomfortable around girls, but I do think I'm able to interact far more naturally than I was before coming here. That's why I'm finding the thought of leaving here hard. Even I realize it's weird. I know there's something I have to prioritize ahead of my own desires. My attachment to people I've befriended here is much stronger than I thought. That's what I've concluded. The more I cherish it, the faster I feel time is vanishing. It felt like I just said hello in the morning and suddenly lunch had passed and now school is out. I look over the bustling classroom and idly think to myself, how long will I be able to be part of this place?
Jin-kun, 今日は何か予定がありますか?
No, nothing in particular.
よかった。それならこの後。
The door suddenly bursts open before she can finish her question.
カノンちゃん、いる？はい。どうされましたか？
三影くんも一緒だったのね。好都合だわ。
Ah, you want me too?
こういうのは人数が多い方がいいから。
人数が？またお仕事のお手伝いをしてほしいということでしょうか。
仕事。そうね。確かに今私はとっても忙しいわ。次から次へと仕事が入ってきて、のんびり紅茶も飲めないくらい。
So you should join the Order of Knights so you can alleviate my work.
だからね、仲のいい子たちを誘って息抜きをしようと思って。
While working incessantly without pause will make your productivity plummet.
でしょ？ということで、二人とも今日の放課後は空いてる？みんなで一緒にパーッと遊んじゃいましょう。
We leave school with the smiling Renjoji, then found Shirogane and Amanamori waiting. It appears she invited them as well.
流れでついてきちゃいましたけど、本当にいいんですか？結構仕事溜まってますよね。今日のお昼だってサンドイッチを食べながら書類仕事してたくらいですし、私が預かってる分もまだかなり残ってたと思うんですけど。預かってるって、もしかしてゆいちゃん騎士団に入ったの？そういうわけじゃないです。 臨時でちょっとお手伝いしているだけで。
もうね、すっごく優秀で本当に助かってるの。このままずっと私のそばで支えてくれたらいいのに。
それは無理ですね。
Honestly, at this point, just suggest, hey, how about just helping out the Night Order and joining the Night Order, but just not accepting any of the benefits? Like, the entire thing with Yui is that a lot of the benefits to her are negatives. So just say, we could just not give you the benefits.
これだもんな。でもそういうところがまた惹かれるのよね。
シュバリエの私が言うのもなんですけど、遊んでいて大丈夫なんですか？理事の件に検討祭の準備、他にも細々と対処が必要な案件があったと思うのですけど。
そうね。こうしている間にも私の机の上には書類が溜まっていくんでしょうけど、でもね、だからこそ休むの。心身ともに疲れ切った状態じゃいい仕事なんてできないもの。
休むのも大事だとは思いますけど、それにしてもどうしてこのメンバーなんですか？
それはね、私が一番リラックスできるからよ。あなたたちは私の事情を知ってるし、だからこそ仕事を忘れて楽しめると思ったの。
この間のカラオケも楽しかったですしね。
ええ、みんなとっても個性的で普段とは違う一面が見られたし、特に三影くんの素朴な歌声にはとっても癒されたわ。
Ingenious? I think the word you're looking for is terrible. My face heats up when I think back to it. Don't tell me you want to do karaoke again.
いいえ、今日は別のところよ。
Is it gonna be swimsuit episode? I feel like it's gonna be swimsuit episode. I pass in front of the dorms and head for the corner of the shopping district where a huge leisure center is.
ここって前に話してた温泉があるところですよね。
その通り。私に今必要なのは癒し。そして癒しといえばやっぱり温泉でしょ。
あったかいお湯に浸かれば疲れも飛んでいっちゃいますもんね。
Hot spring. I do recall Conan introducing me to it previously. I thought it'd be nice to go after my mission was completed. Alfred being captured marks a huge juncture in my life. It might not be a bad idea to take a break and ease my fatigue now.
あれ？でも温泉ってことは
先輩は一緒に入れないですよね。
Of course not.
貸し切り風呂なら婚約もできると思うけど。
Wait! You don't need to do that for me.
遠慮しなくていいのに。
It has nothing to do with that. Anyways, I can bathe by myself.
そうなら上がったら連絡するから後でまた集合しましょう。
それじゃあまた後で。
I see them off and head for the men's bath. There's only a shower at the dorm, so I stretch out in the bath for the first time in a long while. Even if I'm not in Georgie, I'm going to relax, taking my mind off work for a bit and relax. Yeah, I can tell this is supposed to be a CG.
やっぱり温泉はいいですね。ぬくもりが体の芯へじんわり染み渡ってきます。
なんだかおばあちゃんみたいになってるよ。
気持ちはわかるわ。っていうかカノンちゃんのそのリアクションを見ると温泉の気持ちよさって万国共通なのね。
AR で背景変えられるって話でしたよね。せっかくそれだけの設備があるのに普通の温泉でよかったんですか？
他にはどんなのがあるんだっけ？
さっき見た感じだと雲の上、エベレスト頂上付近に砂漠のオアシス、他にも世界の名所がいくつか再現できるみたいですよ。
温泉に浸かりながら世界旅行ができるんだ。
それはそれで面白そうだけど、今日の目的は癒しだから世界の名所よりも 私はみんなとのおしゃべりを楽しみたいな。
おしゃべりですか。そう言われても、このところ騎士団のお手伝いで忙しく、特に話題も。
そんなに忙しいんですか？
私がお手伝いしてるのは、主に闘技場と今度の剣闘祭についてなんですけど、事務処理だけでもかなり大変ですね。それに加えて、上級員から新しい技術を試したいって打診も多くて。
I just realized that part of the conflict in Maya's round is likely going to be the fact that Alfred is gone, because he was a bit of a leading figure of a large part of the Knights, which was probably keeping a bunch of troublemakers, like, from, you know, making trouble. Just keeping them in check, essentially. But now that he's gone, that is going to break, so there's going to be a lot more chaos with the Knights, probably.
そっち関係はほとんどゆいちゃんに任せちゃってるからね。本来なら田崎理事を中心に学園の経理の方がやってくださっていたんだけど、あんなことになっちゃったでしょ。ゆいちゃんにはいつものお仕事に加えて理事がやっていたことも頼んでるから。
あの人、仕事はできたんですね。
数字に関してはかなりのやり手だったみたいよ。
数字ですか。それについては私がお手伝いできることはなさそうですね。
まあそっち関係なら私も苦手ではないので、こっちの方より他の学生との関係の方が騎士団的に大きな問題なんじゃないですか。
ああ、そうだね。
また何かあったんですか？
何かあったってほどじゃないんだけど、ちょっとした小競り合いみたいなのがちょこちょこ増えてるんだ。問題自体は小さなもので、大体がその場で解決してるんだけど、正直あんまり雰囲気がいいとは言えないかな。この間の女の子を巻き込んだ事件がまだ尾を引いてるみたい。
尾を引いてるっていうか、完全に消化されずにくすぶったまま。
そうだね。なんだか嫌な感じがするよ。ただでさえ剣闘祭の準備でみんながピリピリしてるっていうのに、このままじゃいつか大きな問題に発展して。
はい、そこまで。癒されに来てるのに辛い現実を思い出させないの。
あ、すみません。つい。
どうせおしゃべりするのならもっと楽しくなる話題にしましょ
う。楽しくなる話題って、例えばどんな話ですか？
I have two things in mind that this talk is going to be about, and I very much hope that it won't be one of them.
そうね。恋バナなんてどうかしら。女の子らしい話題でしょ。
恋バナですか？
一番めんどくさ。いや、縁遠い話題なような気もしますけど。
ダメよ、そんなこと言ってちゃ。キラキラした青春はあっという間なんだから。ということで、みんな恋してる？
してません。
特に心当たりは。
強いて言うなら、忍者に恋をしています。おう、なんということ。裏若き乙女がこれだけ集まって誰も恋をしていないなんて。
そういう団長さんはどうなんですか？
思い当たる相手はいないわね。
いないんじゃないですか。
でも気になる相手はいるわよ。みんなも恋とまではいかなくても気になる相手ならいるんじゃない？
気になる相手。
あって今ゆいちゃんあって言った。
違います。いないなって思っただけで。
何よ、照れることないじゃない。お姉さんに教えてごらんなさい。
嫌です。絶対からかう気じゃないですか。私のことはいいですから、そういうのは皆さんで盛り上がってください。
ゆいちゃんは気になる相手がいると。白金さんはどう？
私ですか？私は特に思い当たる相手はいませんね。
今の間怪しくない？
明らかに考えている間がありましたね。まるで思い浮かんだ相手を慌ててかき消したような。
そんなことないって。
神楽さんの気になる相手か。どんな人なんでしょう？
ちょっとカノンまで。そういうカノンはどうなの？
私はやっぱり
実在する人物で答えてね。
先手を打たれてしまいました。
She's gonna be the first to fucking say his name.
そうですね。やっぱり忍者ですね。
だからそれはなしって言ったじゃない。
だって忍者なんですもん。
まるで忍者の知り合いがいるみたいな口ぶりね。
探せば何々の末裔とか言っちゃうような人がいるかもしれませんけど。
とりあえずまとめると、ここにいる全員が気になる相手がいるってことね。
そうですね。いや、私はいませんって。
私もそういう感じとは違って。
面白くなってきたじゃない。のぼせるのが先か、白状するのが先か。
Phew, what a nice breeze. After turning off my brain and leisurely soaking in the water for a while, I get out to see that the sky is stained its deep red. I have no idea how long it's been since I last had such a relaxing bath. I just laid in the tub detached, watching the changing scenery. Scenery was fake, but it was so pretty I could forget that. Feels like I had a cleansing of both body and soul. Suddenly noticed that over an hour had passed and hastily got out and left. I find the others also having just gotten out and we meet up at the entrance. Looks like my timing was perfect.
そうだね。
You all look a little flushed. Are you okay?
ちょっと長湯しちゃったんで、少しのぼせてるのかもしれません。
You should get some rest somewhere cool.
大丈夫ですよ。すぐに落ち着くと思いますので。
この後の予定も決まってるしね。
Huh? Really? Actually, you're the only one who seems to be in a good mood in Joji.
温泉に浸かりながらみんなと楽しくおしゃべりができたからかしら。
He smiles and touches his cheek, which look rosier and somewhat more lustrous. So, what are you gonna do after this?
温泉で身も心もさっぱりしたら、あとは美味しいものでお腹を満たすしかないでしょう。私のお気に入りのお店があるの。そこにみんなを招待するわ。さあ、今日はとことん楽しむわよ。
Then Joji takes us toward the shopping district, a little more upbeat than usual. Man, I didn't think she'd take us to a high-class restaurant.
あなただけでしたね。離れしていなかったのは。
Well, what was I supposed to do? I've only ever seen restaurants like that in movies and TV shows. At least I studied table manners.
場の空気に馴染むのに必死なあなたに対して、他の皆さんは大変リラックスされているようでした。
I was definitely nervous. It was definitely obvious that we had wildly different upbringings. Conan is the daughter of a financial conglomerate, and all the rest are probably from upper-class families too.
それで、肝心の料理のお味はいかがでしたか？
Good, I think.
まだまだ修行が足りませんね。
Can't deny that. Once I finished eating with everyone and returned to my dorms, I quickly got changed and collapsed onto my bed. So nerve-wracking being in an unfamiliar place. If it were a mission, I'd be able to get my head right into the right space, though. But unfortunately, being my natural self meant it took all my efforts to not embarrass myself. Still, it was fun. Conversation went uninterrupted, and we spent the time smiling. I was able to forget work, much like Joji did. I forget the obscured future and just enjoy the moment, like any other perfectly normal student.
静香様からです。
The warm afterglow evaporates with the sound of the phone call of Momoga's voice. I'm proud of how I can change mood in the blink of an eye, but it also annoys me a little.
あら、もう寝るところだったの？
No, not quite. I had my bath somewhere else today.
もしかして彼女の部屋で？
No, it was just this hot spring facility that a friend of mine took me to.
女の子と？
Yes.
二人で？
No, there were 5 of us, including me.
女の子4人にあなたが1人？それって帰るのじゃない？モテモテね。
It's not what you're thinking. I was just going there with friends, and I went into the bath alone.
まだまだこれからって感じね。いいじゃない、いいじゃない。
At this rate, I'll be swept up by Mom's interrogation for real stuff I shouldn't. So, did you need something? I changed the topic a little forcefully. Mom stops the interrogation immediately and gets to the point.
アルフレッドの尋問が終わったわ。結論から言うと、
So he has been using the bat. Really? I expected this, but hearing that a new makes an undescribable feeling in my chest grow. Is that mastermind the bad we're pursuing? Yeah, so can we use Alfred as a link to find the bat? Okay, did you say anything about the Knight's badge? So that means we're effectively back at square one. Just when we thought we had him by the tail, it was severed from the rest of his body. The comfort I felt from the hot spring and meal abruptly turns to anxiety. And at the same time, though, I'm kind of relieved. If we haven't caught the bat, that means I still have things to do here. I have a request? Please let me continue searching for the bat. I can't leave here now. Can't say it's only because of the mission, but I'm still 100% serious about carrying it out. Huh, I can. Well, I don't know if I'd say that, but at very least I'm enjoying it here. Her voice is startlingly tender, and I find myself abruptly embarrassed. Understood, I'll complete the mission without fail. After that, we exchanged some more detailed information before ending the call. The situation remains virtually unchanged. If Mom's staff and conducted the interrogation, then we won't be getting any more information out of Alfred. Need to get a move on. I lay on the bed, staring out at the night sky absent-mindedly. Strangely, I feel no impatience. The gloominess in my heart felt earlier has suddenly disappeared too. In its place is relief at knowing I will be able to stay here. There are things left for me to do yet. One of those is to reveal who the bat is. Someone else comes to mind. Oh wow, I wonder if this could be the route choice. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this one. See you next time, I guess. I actually kind of don't want to end it. I'm enjoying the game. I'm enjoying the game a lot. Now, if I was like fucking half an hour earlier, I might have been able to just record a second short video. But nah, it is like 5 minutes to midnight right now, as I'm sure you saw when I saved here. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and see you next time. Bye bye.